Greetings, everybody. This is Thunder Hands, Campfire Council. I always say that when I come in because that's what I'm about right now. But I want to talk about Fool's Crow, the greatest Lakota medicine man that ever lived, maybe. Well, not that, I mean, that we know in our lifetime. And his teachings, and I think I'm going to entitle this Fool's Crow, Real Deal. And I'll explain that. Fool's Crow lived by the old ways. He was the real deal. I don't want, whatever you want to call him, a holy man or spiritual or medicine man or shaman or whatever. He was a leader of, the spiritual leader of the Lakota tribe. In fact, he was the spiritual leader of the movement that occupied Wounded Knee back in the 60s, 70s. Okay, he was the spiritual leader. He was the advisor. He was a warrior. But he knew the old ways. And the old ways are this. And I respect him for this stand that he took and how he explained it. And I wish I knew Fool's Crow personally. I never had the chance to meet him, but every piece of information that I could ever get or glean on him and Lame Deer and others, I have read. Every photograph, okay. I have essentially opened myself up to the spirit of Fool's Crow and Lame Deer and others, even Crazy Horse, by researching and feeling and listening to other stories and that type of thing. So, okay, to get back on the subject here, Fool's Crow said, and it's just like this sacred, this is sacred, this is a tamper for a sacred pipe, okay, the Chinumpa. You see what's on there, and it's kind of worn now because I've used it so much, but at the top you have black, next down is yellow, white, red. Okay. Spirits of the four directions, their colors. You know what that represents? Fool's Crow made this clear. It represents races. Okay, and white's in there, red, black, everything, yellow, they're all in there. And he said we're all equal. We're all one. And like I say, the Hopi talk about the Bahana, which was a white tribe, along with all the other tribes. Okay, so we're all one. Let's get that out of the way. There is no I'm better than you or any of that stuff. Now another thing that Fool's Crow said that I want to elaborate on is these people that try to hide tribal traditions and not share it with others or other races or tribes or whatever, that say, no, we can't share this, this is secret, this is just unto us. That almost sounds Christian. That's not true. Okay, you should share anything that can help your fellow man. And Fool's Crow said the people that say don't share that know the least. That's almost a direct quote, okay? I paraphrased it, but you could be direct. People that try to hide this stuff from others know the least. Okay? I guess that says it, doesn't it? So think about those two things. And even tribal people don't know this, and even tribal people go against their own sometimes. They burned Fool's Crow's house to the ground. with all his sacred things in there. I think that he managed to salvage his pipe because he was a pipe carrier. But they, whoever, didn't like, and you know, whenever you speak truth, and I don't care where it comes from, it could come out of the mouth of a stone, okay? People are going to attack that stone. And I talked about this before. Wherever, wherever light starts to come in, whenever anybody talks about things that are true and honest and from the heart, darkness moves in, okay, in different forms to attack this entity that is speaking truth or sharing the light or whatever, however you want to put it. All of a sudden, out of the woodwork, all kinds of, things are going to appear. And I talked about there's disinfo agents out there that are on Facebook and all these different places, YouTube, that are hired by the government. Okay, most of them. Half of them. A lot of them. If they don't like the message that you're, putting out, or if they don't like the personage or whoever, they feel it's a threat in some way, oh, this guy's telling too much truth or whatever, then disinformation agents appear, and they could appear as anybody. And I've talked about this before. Friends, they could be on your friend list on the Facebook. They could talk nice to you one minute, and behind your back and all along you thought they were, honest and sincere, and accepted them into your friendship, whatever. And then they turn around and they say things against you and try to discredit you, try to do a character assassination. These are all evil things. Okay? These are all evil things. And I don't care who you are. And there's some even, and it comes from all areas too. And then you have the other element that aren't government agents, that are people that set themselves up as the keeper of the indigenous tradition, and they're not even indigenous, half of them. And so they go on witch hunts too and say things to you like, are you real? Are you real? And I say, get real, okay, to these people. Because listen to fool's crow. Listen to your heart. Listen to what words come out of my mouth. That says everything about who I am. Okay? And if these people that do this type of thing, and this is my warrior side, okay? I'd rather just do it like I'm doing now and say, does everybody understand here? It's not about, the Anishinaabe people, of which my lineage, my bloodlines are, or the Apache people, or the Hopi people, or the white people, or anything. It's not about any of those tribal people. We're all one. Okay? So anybody can say anything that they want to, and they can do anything that they want to, as long as they speak truth and as long as they speak tradition. And here's another thing. Some tribes think, oh, I can't share what I know in this tribe with the other tribe. Hello? We're all one. We all came from the same lineage. We all came from the same ancient Pueblo people. We don't want division. Okay? We don't want division. We want unity. How are you going to accomplish anything for yourself and others if you don't have that compassion, love, unity, forgiveness, whatever in your heart? Be a true spiritual holy man, person. Every person can be that. No one is above another person, okay? And nobody's perfect. I haven't seen any perfect people walking around the earth lately. So these people that are really cowards, that are behind the scenes, that are appearing, and they do appear. I mean, the more my message gets out and I talk about the Campfire Council, boop, here they come. That's okay. I'm a warrior. Stand up and face me face to face and you'll see. I don't care what my age. And that's not a challenge, that's a promise. And since, I'm getting into this Campfire Council for everybody, then I have a larger responsibility. So, I have lawyers that give me advice, and if need be, they'll be right there for me. Okay? So if I find out anything about any of these people, believe me, lawsuits are in order. And I guess you can tell I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of these people that don't know anything. Or they do know everything about what I'm doing and they don't want me to do it. I'm just speaking straight talk from the heart. I'll be doing that. My last video was kind of fiery, wasn't it? Sorry about that. Talking about, get out of the cities. Well, I'm just telling the truth. I'm a truth teller, and like I said before, nobody has to believe a damn thing I say. Take it into consideration, or serious consideration. That's all I ask. I'm just here speaking from the heart. And I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to go in a certain direction. I'm trying to help my fellow man. I always have. At some point, no matter when I was a bad boy or whenever in the younger years, I always had a heart, okay? It's funny because, this is all an illusion anyway. It's all a lucid dream. I mean, the stuff that we think is real isn't really. Neither are we. See, we're not who we think we are. Because who we are, and I've talked about this before, is just a product of our malleable, physical self or thoughts that we think we're this person and we think we're that person. So you got to get by that and just channel spirit. I can't believe with the stuff that's going on in the world today that people, well, yes, I can. Because, some people have nothing better to do. Now, getting back to Fool's Crow, what a beautiful person, and lame deer. To stand up for beliefs that are like sometimes a lot of people in your own tribe don't, and to get your house burnt down, it just really goes to show you that people don't even know. There's ignorant people everywhere, okay? I mean, if you ask a person, what's a shaman? Define a shaman for me. They will like, what? Well, a shaman is, they got a million different, they don't even know, half these people. Or they don't know what a medicine man is or a holy man, you know? Wakasa and Wakan, holy man, okay? Lakota. Or in other, Wuya in the Hopi. Or the Mejis in Ojibwe. They don't even know the names in their tribe. Some of these tribal people. And I'm not picking on my own people. I'm not picking on people. I'm not picking on anybody. It's just anybody that claims to know about something better know about it. And people need to get real. Get real. Be yourself, which is your true inner self, which is light. Use that to help others who are projecting light, even if you can't. Be a spiritual person. Don't be some fool, okay? Some idiot, some moron. Give purpose to your life. I mean, real purpose. Get real. Now, it's beautiful, to think about what you can do when you get real, you know, or what you can do when you have, that's other, you know, love should be described as having the other person. When you love somebody, you kind of have their interests at heart and not just yours. I mean, of course we naturally have our own interests at heart, but when you put somebody else before yourself, that's loving somebody. Or your own little egotistical quirks or whatever. When you put somebody, you might have, you know, I know some people, I won't mention any names, that, I've been around some people that like, they come on as your friend and all this stuff, and they want to know and learn and everything, and then the next minute they're not there when if you give them a call, yeah, I want to do this and I want to do that and I'd like to do this. And then you call them up and it's like they've disappeared because it's a little too heavy, the commitment they made or whatever, to do something. Let's talk about doing things that are beneficial. And let's talk about the Campfire Council. Not the Campfire Boys or the Cub Scouts or the Campfire Girls or no, let's talk about the Campfire Council, which is a campfire with a council around it. Okay. That's what I'm trying to get going here. And I have a lot of members already. They're not just trickling in now. Well, I guess you could call it trickling. It's turning more into a flow of people that are interested in the concept that has developed through me of getting out of the cities and getting self-sufficient, but staying spiritual, balancing out the spiritual and the physical. What you got to do on the physical level and what you got to do on the spiritual level to kind of just enjoy life and get away from all this BS that's going on the internet and you know, the TVs and the media that lies and all this weird stuff going in the world today. And it's like, gee, I've been saying that for the last 2 years, so I guess a lot of weird stuff's been going on for years. But it seems to be, it gets intense at certain times. And I've talked to other people that I consider, let's say, aware or more enlightened or are tuned into their feelings, other people that I rely on. Hey, is it just me? Am I feeling this? Are you feeling this too? And things get to certain intensities and it's like, ooh, man, something's going on the planet. I don't know what it is, but and it's being generated by the chaotic elements, both spiritual and physical, in the form of governments, physical and spiritual, who knows? Maybe it's their spirits, because we all have them. So when I talk about, getting out of the city and that type of thing, it's like, well, yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Why are we sitting around in the city slaving for the man every night and day when we could be out slaving for ourselves, working outdoors and producing handcrafted goods for ourselves and establishing little communities with self-sufficiency, wind machines, solar power, blah, blah, blah. We all know how to do it. We all know it's there. It's just a matter of getting the resources, and I'm working on that. And I've been asking for donations that you can give by going to the link below. One of the links, one says sign up for the newsletter, but another one is, the Campfire Council, campfire-council.com, link below. Hit donate and give what you can, or if you can't give anything of monetary value, then give of yourself, because this is a movement. Like I said before, it's not about thunder. It's not about me. In fact, right now it's like, I'm trying to get this 501(c), and the more I look into it, it's just the government really rips you off with fees and all this stuff that they want you to pay, but we'll pay it. We'll do it eventually. But right now, Campfire Council is legal. Okay. They only care about you being legal when you get to a certain point where you're like, the money's rolling in, or the goods, or the services, or the land, or whatever that you're receiving as a charitable organization. Okay. But until it reaches a certain threshold, I think it's $5,000 or something, then they don't care really. Now this Campfire Council is a sacred movement, so it's considered a church, but I don't consider it a church. It's more a sacred society And I like to use the word tribe because no matter what tribe you're from, we're all tribal, okay? And we're going to, our philosophies are going to be based on tribal customs, the old ways. And that's living with nature. That's real simple. And if you don't like this, okay, there's something wrong with you. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't have a flower in their house or a picture of a nature setting on their wall or whatever? Who doesn't like taking a walk in the park? If you don't, well, yeah, so go to the link called Campfire Council too and just read the prospectus or the intent or the incorporative intent or whatever and dig it. Dig what it says. Basically, it says we want to be free. We don't want to be beholding to government and cities, and we don't want to be dependent on anybody. And there's grants available and there's ways to do this through the government, but that's always a daunting task, to say the least. But I've been asking for donations, but I'm still trying to figure out ways to do this cheaper. I mentioned 700 was kind of a goal before. Might be less, might be more, I don't know. I mean, the deeper I get into it, but I'm going to fill out some papers myself. I've done this before. When I was flying more as a pilot, I organized a group to fly goods and services down to Mexico to help the people down there. So I've done this before. It's not something new to me. It's just that I didn't know as much back then as I do now. And I feel now I can put it to use for everybody, including myself. You always have to include yourself. What are you going to just do it for everybody else and not yourself? That means you don't love yourself then. So anyway, I thought I'd get this video out. I said I'd probably wait a while, but when I see certain situations arising, disinfo agents and idiots and people that think they're crusaders or something or whatever, anybody that speaks truth, any true shaman, any true medicine man, any true holy man, or anybody that speaks truth is going to get attacked. And I'm just like doing a preemptive attack here, or a referral video. And let's not forget, this is a warrior society, so we don't lay down to this stuff. I don't. You face it head on. I've had people try to infiltrate and do all kinds of things, believe me. And if people think this stuff isn't happening, I got news for you. It is. First-hand news from Thunder. When you speak truth, people try to infiltrate. Or they try to, zap your energy, or they try to do this or do that, or they try to discredit, or another thing they do, just like they did with Julian Assange, this guy with WikiLeaks, that showed a helicopter mowing down people press people and kids, okay, that's where the Bradley Manning thing came from through WikiLeaks, which was a video, okay, of a helicopter, and they had the nerve to call themselves Crazy Horse, and the helicopter is an Apache. I mean, that's the height of people using stuff in the wrong manner, tribal stuff. But anyway, I don't want to get off the subject here. So that video that was showing these people mowing down innocent kids and press reporters and everything, that was released through WikiLeaks, which was run by Julian Assange, okay, just like the Edward Snowden thing. Anyway, he was attacked. They trumped up sex charges on him, okay? And anytime anybody, like I say, anytime anybody does anything, that's one of the biggies right there. Sex charges. There's one for you. Or so he's going through that. So the point I'm trying to make is they will attack you in any way they can. They will do character assassination, disinfo. So, and they'll do this on you if they don't like what you're saying, and they do it all the time in other ways that is just, I don't even want to go into it. Your own friend will character assassinate. What do you think gossip is? You could have a good friend, right? They turn around and go gossip about you. Oh, did you know she did that? And whatever, Be careful what you tell people. Because they, the spirit that permeates right now is turning on your fellow man, not helping him. And I'm getting sick of it. And I'll fight, okay? I'll fight it. Because I'm a warrior. So anyway, let's get nice and peaceful now, and love and light and all that stuff. Let's not be Apache-like. I do have love in my heart. It's just that, you have to get stern sometimes. There are lines that shouldn't be crossed. And if they are, then, those who cross will pay the consequences. Think about it. So, I really want to thank the people that have given me donations, and I know that some of those people are really just, they're good people. I can't mention names on here, but there's some really good people out there that really can't even afford to give a donation. And I can't afford to give the guy on the street $1, but I do. Or $2 or whatever they need. That's the parable of the Good Samaritan that Yeshua, Jesus, taught that nobody pays any attention to. We all have to be for one another. So, and sometimes you have to fight to do that. You have to stand your ground. So anyway, I might put some pictures up here in my books that are on spiritofcrazyhorse.com, which the link is also below there. It's an award-winning book, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. And then my other book, Emergence, which is about twin souls, Hopi prophecy, all that stuff. So people, send some prayers my way as far as like this organization getting going. Put some good positive energy out there. Be be spiritual warriors. If you can donate, if you can't, tell me what you can do to contribute in other ways to this. You know, like people have told me, hey, I'm a carpenter. They've already told me, hey, I'm a carpenter and I do this and I do that. And that's great. That's what I want to hear. Okay. One hand with the other, you know, black, white, yellow, whatever, red, holding, you know, this is the handshake right here, brother. That's the handshake, okay? Yeah, brother, sister. Anyway, um, I'll talk to you later. I'm out of here. That's enough for today. Later.